it's just so Trish, and it's week 31 of homeschool. Bam! Yes, I am so excited. I feel like we're kind of moving in autopilot and getting things done, hopefully. And at the same time, we have 4-H record books due. So we might be getting those done this week. Nothing like last minute procrastination. Oh, I am building our curriculum for next year. I'm trying to put it together. I'm trying not to spend money. I kind of am putting myself on a little spending freeze as I still am spending. So that doesn't work. I feel like I'm failing. But I think it'll be better. I don't know. I am going to the homeschool convention. Yeah. So if you are in Florida, look at the Florida Parent Educator Association. I'm going to do another video today about conventions. So please, if you have not checked out the virtual homeschool co-op, you need to go there. It is rocking and rolling. Here it is. Here it is. And I'll put it in the link below. It is rocking and rolling. I mean, I feel like whenever I go to that channel, it's like mommy date. You know, it's like mom's night out. Kind of. So it has been so much fun. It's kind of been keeping me really busy. I wasn't expecting so busyness. So we have at least 22 contributors already. 22 contributing members. And plus everybody who else watches. So definitely go check that out and go meet some really cool homeschoolers. Actually, I'll link the playlist. Yeah. And so today I'll be talking about the homeschool convention, because that's our current conversation, is like, do you homeschool convention? So I'll put my video up later. As I'm building my curriculum, I am making changes I wasn't expecting. But I'm going to tell you, I'm really thrilled that I have these plastic ones, because I can take pages out of my planner and reorganize it. If you want to see this, there's a link. I put it together. So I have got a planner coming for the kids. I think I'm doing it a bit different this year, next year, where I'm going to kind of have like, here's everything we need to get. Here's all of my like plans. And then the kids actually have a planner that they put down for the week. I don't know. They're not here yet, so I don't know. Getting done. I am so tired. I am purging. I don't know if you've been noticing, like my shelves and stuff have been kind of thinning. I have been purging. I haven't even been selling this stuff. I have some stuff I kind of want to sell, but I don't want to deal with shipping it. So I'm just like, whatever. I don't want to bother. Kind of deal. So probably not the best, but whatever. I've been on the fence about math. Saxon math just doesn't do it for us, and I need to do a video on that. There's so many videos like that are like conversations that I want to have with you that are constantly going through my brain. I try to write them down most of the time, but it can get kind of hard. So I want to talk about, eventually put a video out about why some curriculums don't work. Like, we have a hard time. We can get it done, but it is like keeping the nose pressed to the fire. It is hard. And sometimes I think it comes to do with a lack of white space in the books. And that tends to be an issue with us. And we run into that problem with Saxon. We run into that problem with Rod and staff. So I've been looking at alternatives. I really wanted to do teaching textbooks, but the money is on hold. So I'm looking at some very inexpensive something else, because once we run through Matthew C, I don't have the money to buy Matthew C either. But the nice part is, with Matthew C, like, Lottie's in beta, and Katie and Bubba had to pick up at Delta, so I think it goes beta, delta, no, beta, gamma, delta. I could be wrong, but I think she can, I don't know, I could be wrong. I think I have it so she can just move on to into gamma. You can see I'm not well versed when it comes to math UC. And she can, because like the kids have only been using like A, D, and G in the test. She could be doing B, C, I don't know, whatever else. You know, she could be doing those and just not test. And so that kind of will then extend the life. And that's the same thing with Addie. She could be using beta. When she gets through alpha, she can use beta. So it's kind of nice because you can make those workbooks last a couple kids. So that's great. And I plan to use that. But I've been looking for alternatives, and I'm looking definitely more into textbooks. Dreaded textbooks. I was reading one comment where it was talking about if you're going to give your kid a textbook, you might as well send them to public school. And I'm like, really? That's what separates a homeschooler from a public school kid, you know, public school education is a textbook? Because somebody made a book and made it a hard-covered book and doesn't give you the opportunity to write in them? Because that's been kind of getting me on, like, the work text, you know, so the whole big thing now, this could be a whole nother rant. And I'm not using this, but I have teachers that like to give me stuff. Like, this is the public school system now. And I mean, it's just, they're not workbooks, they're work text. So, it's bigger, it's heavier, it's more expensive to make. Well, except for the cover. And what it is, and I mean, Christian Light's the same way. Everything's in the workbook, it's in the work text. So, you're just consuming these. And I really feel like, how do I put it? It's a gimmick. I mean, in public school system, it's a gimmick. Because this is how you get before the publishers were trying to sell a set of books. And they might not try and sell another set of books for 5 years. So, I mean, they were hardcore selling. Now, because everything's work text, workbooks, they're selling them every year. Do you realize what kind of moneymaker they made just by changing them to be consumable versus reusable? And granted, our kids are not nearly as up to speed as they were in our generation. Kind of deal. Then the other aspect is, I have textbooks from college that were like this big, and you know, there's like, I don't know how to put it. So I kind of feel like the loss of using a textbook might have some issues. Especially if you have a college-bound student. They're not giving work textbooks. You know, so I'm kind of at a loss here. Because I'm kind of like on the moment soapbox kind of deal. You know, there's some kid. Now this is one. Granted, it's not a favorite. It's not everybody's favorite. But, I mean, when you're used to multiple choice, when you're used to fill in the blank, see how pretty that is? It doesn't matter if this is actually easier and broken down easier. Tell me that's not more intimidating when you're used to that kind of deal. All right, that's my soapbox for a moment. I mean, because you know I'm going to find a soapbox. So, in some ways I'm kind of like, you know what? I probably need to find a textbook, a good textbook somewhere in there kind of deal. And, you know, one of the things I keep running through my head as I'm making decisions and I'm looking into things is, of course, Amanda at the Fundamental Home, tried and true curriculum. It's been used for years, successfully used for years kind of deal. You know, it doesn't have to be. And I'm like, you know what? So one of the things, because she was like, Bob Jones math is great. And I'm like, really? And to be quite honest, so any of my Bob Jonesers out there, I've actually never looked at Bob Jones. Ever. Never like looked in a book. Never looked online. Never went to their booth at convention. Nothing. And I think what had happened was I got introduced to Bob Jones right after my Becca experience, and it felt too much similar, and I was just like, no thank you. And the crazy part is Bob Jones has been around since the 80s. They have textbooks from the 80s. But they've all moved to consumable work text again, just like everybody else, because this is where the publishers find their money. So I've been looking at the actual textbooks, grabbing a textbook, and I have 2 coming to inspect. I bought them because, I'm not supposed to be spending money, but I bought them. And I bought them, but I bought them off of Amazon, used. And I'm going to do a video because I think there's a lot of good opportunities to buy used on Amazon, but at the same time, you've got to be careful on what you buy and how you purchase. Because man, oh man, like I just bought one the other day in good condition, because I buy good or very good. Never anything else. Nothing else. It has to be good or very good. So I get a description that it's good. It shows up half written in. Well, wait, half the pages are gone. It was a workbook. Half the pages are gone, and what was left, half of them was written. And I'm like, this is toilet paper. I mean, this is equivalent to toilet paper. That is the only use I can come up with. Not the only, but it was just like, really? So, yeah, be diligent. But I'll tell you, I sent them an email. I'm like, listen, I only buy good for a reason and very good. If you cannot make sure that you are describing your book right, this is ridiculous. This is what's wrong with your book. They refunded me my $5. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so I am working on that. If you guys have, I'm curious. I know it will be, trust me, it will be a virtual homeschool topics will be like what curriculum. We're going to get into all that. I'm just trying to wait until, it's hard because I want more contributors to contribute. So I'll probably do it at the beginning of May or in the next few weeks. Is, what curriculum are you using? Do you use a box curriculum? Do you use, that kind of deal? But I don't want it too soon because there's still people trying to make up their minds on what they're going to use. But at the same time, for those making up their minds, they probably want the videos right now. But I figured, whatever. They'll just be people that contribute a month later. It'll be fine. But if you have kind of experiences and what's your feeling on textbooks? Are textbooks a no-go or a go-go? Anyways, this is a 13-minute rambling session, but I think you guys are getting used to homeschool week ramble sessions. Oh. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.